Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Captain Bill, and I'm going to give you a short course on how to remember the rules of the road. This will be very handy for anybody doing any kind of boating. And also, if you're going to take a Coast Guard exam for operator of uninspected vessel or a master's license, this will help you in the test immensely. Get my disclaimers out of the way. My spelling is horrendous, so excuse that. I have been a captain for well over 30 years, practicing with my license, and I'm getting ready to retire. And I'm going to start teaching people and helping people get their licenses and do some transporting of vessels and stuff like that. Don't take anything I tell you as gospel. You are to look up the rules of the road yourself and confirm everything that gets on this piece of paper. No sense in learning something that you don't believe is true. Please get yourself a copy of the Coast Guard Navigation Rules and Regulations Handbook. Commercial boats have to have that on hand on their boat at all times, and I recommend private boaters do as well. Please get yourself an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and a pencil, and we'll get started here in a second. 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with a pen or a pencil. Actually, do a pencil. And this is what we're going to make. This is what I call my rules of the road cheat sheet. Everything looks like gibberish and is you can't understand it right now, but we'll get into this and it'll make a lot of sense to you. All right, so I'm going to move this screen up here so you can see my paper. We're going to get our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and we're going to fold down a little bit so we have a little space on the top, maybe 1.5 inches or so. And then we're going to fold up to that line, and that makes two other sections at the same size. This will make sense. We're going to draw our line across here and down here. We're going to start in this corner. I got a date here. I'm just going to make a line there. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections, about 1 inch apart, and that gives us an extra large space on the side here. We're going to first start off. This is going to be, try to do this without getting my pen in the way. Fish, trawl, pilot, nuke, NUC, CBD, constrained by draft, RAM, RAM, then constrained by draft, and sail. So our fishing boat can show or must show at night a red over white mast light. At night, during the day, their day shape is 2 cones, apex to apex, and they can show a basket less than 20 meters. Our trawling boat is green over white. 2 cones apex to apex for day shape, and our basket less than 20 meters. Now, things will make this easier to remember as you go along. You'll see why. I'm doing fish, trawl. The difference is the top light. Basically, that's it. Go to our pilot boat. There's the white over red, which is the opposite of our fishing boat. No day shapes. Our nuke, it's not for a missile. It's not under command. And you see their mastheads is a red over red, and their day shape is 2 balls. Remember this? 2 balls for and not under command day shape. Ram, restricted in ability to maneuver. That's red, white, red, and ball, diamond ball. If you notice, the reds tend to be balls. They coincide with balls. Helps you to remember. Constrained by draft is a can. For the day shape, they have no mast light, and it's international only. You can't do that. You can't be constrained by draft on inland. A sailboat can have a red over green mast light. Their day shape is an inverted cone only if it's sail and power. That way, you see their sails up. They're showing that. They're letting you know that they're a power boat. It's a lot in a little second. That's a lot of information in this little piece of paper so far. Very helpful when it comes to doing the test for rules of the road. Okay, now we're going to go into the degrees of angles of the lights. Our masthead light, consider this is the stern of the boat and this is the bow. Okay, our masthead light are white. It's a 225 degree arc. And you have to have 2 of them if you're over 50 meters. And the bow light would be higher than the stern light. They would be in the center line, the center of the boat. The bow would be higher and the stern would be lower. And then you can actually tell which way they're heading. The side lights, from straight ahead to, I got to get that in, but it's 112 degrees. They're red and green, red or green. The angle is 112 degrees, and they're 22.5 abaft the beam. So this would be the beam right here, and it's 22.5 degrees aft. Bow, stern, beam. Okay? Our stern lights are white, yellow if you're towing. We'll get into that a little bit later. Their degree of light or visibility is 135 degrees, and that's 22.5 abaft the beam on each side. So if you look at this, you see the white light in the front, and you can see the red and green. Once you get 22.5 degrees past the beam, you no longer see the white or the side lights green or red, and you end up seeing the stern light. And all of these are all around lights. They're 360 degrees, the visibility. All right. I'll give you a second to catch up on this. It's an awful lot of information. And I'm telling you, you'd draw this out 5 times a day for the next 5 days, and you'll have it memorized. Then maybe once a month, go back and do it. And then it'd be almost like once a year. And this will be burned into your memory like it is mine. I mean, I'm doing this from 33 years ago. Okay, that's how long ago that it's been since I've taken my license or my test. All right, this section here, we're going to give 4 sections, just a little bit bigger. And now we're going to get into a little bit more description on the stern lights for towing vessels. If it is less than 200 meters behind the tugboat, he's going to show 2 white mast lights facing forward. Okay. If he's greater than 200 meters, he's going to show 3. This means that from the stern of the tug to the end of the last tow is greater than 200 meters. You got a lot of distance you got to watch out for behind this guy. Their stern lights for towing would be yellow over yellow. And if they push or hit, they're yellow over yellow. I made a mistake. This is white. I am not perfect. If they're towing, it's yellow over white. If they push or hit, it's yellow over yellow. Please correct that immediately. And remember, I do make mistakes. Here, double check it with the rules of the road. Don't take anything for granted. All right, we're going to have 4 more spots. And these is going to be anchored vessels. If you are less than 50 meters, greater than 50 meters. Less than 50 meters, you could show 1 all-around light. If you're greater than 50 meters, you must show 2 all-around lights. The bow light being higher than the stern light. And your day shape for everybody that's anchored is 1 ball. If the vessel is aground, and they are greater than 50 meters, they're still going to show the 2 white lights, but also 2 red lights at night. And the day shape for aground would be 3 balls. Over here, not under command was 2. Okay. Over here, if you're anchored, you're 1. And if you're aground, you're 3. The visibility of lights. This is very handy to know. If you are less than 12 meters, your side lights have a visibility of 1 mile, and all of your white lights have a visibility of 2 miles, mast and stern lights. Now it changes, of course, right? 12 to 20 meters, your side lights are 2 miles, and your masthead only is 3. So now your stern light is 2 miles. Okay, your masthead only is 3. That's why it's in the circle. 20 to 50 meters, side lights are still 2 miles, And your masthead is 5. Over 50 meters, we now jump to 3 miles on the side lights and 6 miles on the masthead. Where this comes in handy is you pick up a vessel on your radar, you don't know how big he is, and then all of a sudden, 5 miles away, you see a white light. Well, now you know that he's between 20 to 50 meters. And then you watch when he gets within 2 miles, you start seeing the side lights. You know exactly he's between 20 and 50 meters. So it's helpful for you to identify a boat in the middle of the night, how big he might be. This is called our pecking order. The order of right of way, stand on vessels. And the easiest way to remember this is an acronym: new, reels, catch, fish, so, purchase, some. Okay? New reels catch fish, so purchase some. Remember that one. New is our not under command. R is restricted inability to maneuver. C is constrained by draft. Our fishing boat, our sailboat, power, and our seaplane. Seaplane's on the bottom of this list. He has to give way to everybody. Now, what in the world, if I see a seaplane landing and he's coming at me at about 100 miles an hour, skipping off the surface, I'm getting out of his way. Let's call it what it is. Now, this bottom section here is very important. And we're going to break this into 4 large sections. So I'll come down the middle, and the middle. Let's see if I can get this right here so you can see it. All right. And this is going to be our sound signals international in good visibility. In other words, we're in sight of each other. This is a short blast. Short blasts are 1 to 5 seconds. And you are saying, I am altering my course to starboard. It's a declaration. And international waters, you're telling them what you are doing. I am altering my course to starboard. 2 shorts. I am altering my course to port. 3 shorts. I am operating astern. Going backwards. Now there is no 4 dots. There's a reason. But there is 5. 5 short blasts. Danger. It's called a danger or doubt signal. You hear 5 short blasts, something's happening. You might want to look around and make sure you're not in the middle of it. And then we have 1 prolonged. A prolonged blast is 4 to 6 seconds long. And that's for a bend or curve. I don't know what, international waters, if you're out there and there's an island or something and you can't see what's around it, you want to find out if anybody's on the other side that can hear you, you give 1 prolonged blast. These are your bad visibility. Fog signals, okay? 1 prolonged. 4 to 6 seconds. And these do every 2 minutes. That's you're underway, making way. You're underway making way in the fog, one prolonged blast every 2 minutes. Okay. And you listen to see if there's anybody else out there. 2 prolonged. You are now underway with no way. In other words, your anchor's up and you're drifting. You're not attached to the ground, fixed to shore, or anything like that. And you're not under power. You're underway with no way. 2 prolonged blasts every 2 minutes. 1 prolonged blast followed by 2 shorts. You're encumbered. An encumbered vessel would be a towboat, a fishing boat, a trawling boat. And a fishing boat, I don't mean somebody in their little boat fishing. I mean somebody that's got nets, snare nets or whatever apparatus hanging off the boat that makes them inability or gives it difficulty to maneuver. They could do a dredge. Dredging can do the encumbered signal. Then we have a long with 3 shorts. And this would be the vessel being towed. So you're out there in the fog and you hear a long and 2 shorts to your left on your left. And then you hear a long and 2 shorts on your right. 3 shorts. You better watch out because you're in the middle of a tow. You got the tug in front of you and you got the barge behind you. And the vessel being towed should sound immediately after the vessel towing it. Now over here, we didn't have 4 dots, but here we do. 4 shorts. This is where 4 shorts come in. This is a fog signal for a pilot boat. He gives 4 shorts. Okay. 1 short, I'm altering course to starboard. 2 shorts, I'm altering course to port. 3 shorts, I'm operating astern. 4 shorts, I'm a pilot boat in fog. 5 shorts is danger or doubt. To the end here, we're now going over to anchored vessels. Anchored vessels in, fog, bad viz. This funny looking symbol is 5 seconds on a bell. And that is if you are less than 100 meters in length. 5 seconds of a bell, followed by 5 seconds of a gong, and that is you're larger than 100 meters in length. Had a little interruption there, but all right, so now we're going to aground. If you're aground, what you do is 3 distinct strikes on the bell first, then rapid ringing of the bell, and 3 strikes on the bell again, and that is if you're less than 100 meters. If you're greater than 100 meters, you're doing the 3 strikes of the bell, rapid ringing of the bell, 3 strikes of the bell, and then rapid ringing of the gong for 5 seconds, let you know that you're greater than 100 meters. Last, but what I consider the most important, and these are inland in good viz. You're in sight of each other. Nobody does these, okay? And you really should. Obviously, we're talking inland now, so this is inside the demarcation line. And there's a very distinct difference between these and international. I know it's stupid, but just hear me out. This is how it works. One short blast is I intend to leave you on my port. Think about it. Okay? Just think about this for a second. One short blast. I intend to leave you on my port. What's that mean? I'm altering my course to starboard. Okay, but there's a distinct difference here, and that is this is an intention, and it's supposed to be responded by the other vessel with the same signal. And if they don't, they're supposed to respond with the danger doubt, the 5 blasts. And nobody does this. But what you do here is over the radio, you'll get the boats talking to each other, and one will say, hey, Cap, 1 whistle pass, 1 bell pass, and that means port to port. Okay? And 2 whistles would be, I intend to leave you on my starboard. 3, I'm operating astern. And finally, the prolonged 4 to 6 second is again for a blind bend or curve or leaving the dock or berth. So a vessel could give 1 prolonged blast and followed by 3 shorts. You know that there's somebody leaving the dock, operating in a stern. So if you're going down a finger, you hear that somebody's backing out. So you want to start watching. Okay, I'll let you all look at this a little bit more. See if you can get anything. If there's anything you missed, go to my website or my Facebook page, and I'll try to have this up there for you to look at. Let me swap these screens around now. So I hope you found that informational. I hope that you practice it and study it, and you find it helpful if you are taking the Coast Guard test, rules of the road test. If you have any comments or things you'd like to leave me, please do so, but please be nice. Okay, I'm doing this for free. I may have made mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect. And by all means, you should take every one of these and compare it to the rules of the road book and see if I'm right or wrong. But I'm going to tell you right now, some of the wording is fairly tricky, especially when it comes up to the lights. It'll tell you that the vessel can do that, can show these lights. If they're over 50 meters, they shall. And so you got to read the whole thing. I mean, you're talking, I think it's a total of 38 different rules, plus the lights of it, the visibility and everything, all here on this. Let me look at the book right quick. We're talking, you're approximately going over 34 different rules of the road, and each rule is a page. Okay, so at least 1 page because you have inland and international. And pretty much I'm summing it all up in one thing. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you very much.